the water, and that was it. She was gone.
Is gone.
I am devastated, but I don't want to overthink it. And so I am comforting myself with the words of God.
I
got a call and rushed to the hospital, but upon arrival, I was told my daughter had passed. It is painful to send a child to school to become something good in the future, only for her to die in school. She was lively and was our source of joy.
Faisal, this is very devastating and a lot to take in. I mean, I'm just putting myself in the shoes of these parents, and as a parent, I can imagine what they're going through. But before you go, are the bees still in the school?
So yesterday, the assembly member for the area indicated to us that he was going to get the nest destroyed in the night. I have since confirmed that that has been done. The DC for Anloga, Sandra Fedo, and some delegation from GES visited the school this morning, even though school is no more in session, to ascertain for themselves what really transpired and also have a look at where the bees were nestled. They have since moved on to engage the families to comfort them as they prepare to see how best they could lay the deceased to rest. The deceased are currently in the Kesa Municipal Hospital morgue, and that preparation towards their burial will be announced once they finalize which date to do that.
Faisal, thank you for bringing us those updates. Faisal Abdul-Idrisu, our Volta regional correspondent. If you're following us live on social media, you can see that tree in the middle of the school where the bees were, and it explains why it became this fatal, because it is just right in the middle of the school, and you can see the school compound also there. So let's get some medical explanation on this. Dr. Frank Dodu is a chief superintendent of the police and head of the Public Health Department, Ghana Police Service. Doc, thank you for making time to talk to us. Let's establish, what is it in a bee, when a bee stings you, that makes it very deadly sometimes, to the fact that, or to the extent that we're even recording 4 deaths from a bee sting?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. And first of all, let's express our condolences to the bereaved family.
Doc, please, if you can hear me, speak up for us. We can hear you.
All right. So our condolences to the bereaved family. And straight to your question, the thing about these things and why it can be very deadly.
Yes.
Is the fact that multiple things. Okay, so when there are multiple things, is that they will release their venom, their poison into your bloodstream. And depending on how one responds to this foreign agent in the stream, it leads to what we call the anaphylactic reaction. It's more like a reaction that makes your body want to react or respond quickly to the poison. And if your body is such that it reacts aggressively to poison, what might happen is that your system will be overwhelmed because it uses a lot of energy in the bloodstream to respond to this poison. And it will be consumed. All the energy will be consumed. And so your systems will shut down. This is how I can put it in the layman's terms for us to act it. But that's what really happens.
Doctor, if we heard you right, you said that they deposit a lot of poison in the body. And if the person's body reacts aggressively to poison, that is when they overcome your immune system and it gets fatal. Is that what you said? Because we're losing you at a point.
Okay, so yes. So I was saying that because of the aggressive nature that which the body may respond, in that aggression, it uses all your body's energy systems. And so in no time, there is a shutdown. Okay, your inflammation reaction is very extensive. And what that leads to is that there will be a shutdown because all your body, all your organs is working at full drive trying to overcome this poison. And when they do that, they tire in no time.
Right. Doctor, in that case, what should someone do immediately if they are stung by multiple bees or they witness somebody being attacked?
All right. So usually because there is a lot of anxiety, the fight and fight response makes you sometimes confused. But the first thing we want to advise all of us on is that you should, as much as possible, draw away from the bees. Okay?
Right.
The thing about the bees too is that when you are doing this, drawing away in an aggressive manner, it seems to attract them. So if you can calmly, get away from the attack, but that doesn't become too obvious to others, that would be very helpful. At least you avoid or distance yourself from the attack. That's the first point. Then when you have been able to get to a safe place, if you are in position to remove the stinger, that part of the bees that they into your body and they get stuck, you have to remove them. But here, let me just throw a caution that you don't just remove by squeezing it out. You have to take your time to remove those stingers from the body. But if you squeeze it, what tends to happen is that you are also squeezing more venom into the stream. Okay? But of course, if you have access to an immediate health facility, then
you quickly seek medical attention.
You're also on your way.
Yes.
To the medical facility.
All right, Doc. Thank you for talking to us. We have been speaking with Dr. Frank Dodu, who is a Chief Superintendent of Police and Head of Public Relations Department at the Ghana Health Service. This is a Midday News on 3FM 92.7. Let's do some more stories now. And go up north because the police have restored calm to Nalerigu in the northeast region following Thursday's disturbances. Some angry youth protesting the outcome of the Boko conflict peace mediation process touched and vandalized properties in parts of the regional capital, raising security concerns. In response, the Ministry of Interior has imposed a dusk to dawn curfew on Nalerigu Township and its environs. The directive also placed a total ban on the carrying of arms, ammunition, and other offensive weapons within the affected areas. Authorities say an individual found in possession of such items will be arrested and prosecuted. The Inspector General of Police has since deployed additional personnel, including reinforcement teams and armed vehicles to Nalerigu and surrounding communities to strengthen security and prevent further disturbances. We are working the phone to speak to our correspondent in the region to bring us the latest number. The update is that the police have restored calm to Nalerigu in the northeast region following Thursday's disturbances. So a release from the Interior Ministry about the curfew says the Minister for the Interior, on the advice of the National Security Council and by executive instrument, has imposed curfew on Nalerigu Township and its environs in the northeast region from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. effective Thursday, December 18, 2025. And so if you are in that part of town, you are under curfew from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. Solomon Kanawule is our correspondent in the region. He is on the line. Solomon, if you can hear me, thank you for joining us this afternoon. What would you say is the security situation in Nalerigu now?
So thank you so much. This morning, let's say, after yesterday, IGPs deployed, military men arrived. And in fact, I can tell you this morning that they are across the corners and borders within the Waliwali Nalerigu, ensuring that citizens obey and do as it has been instructed. However, the military sources reveal that, and as I'm talking to you now, I'm with one of the military bases within the Nalerigu. A significant number of motorbikes have been seized, and it seems initially majority, let me say, a significant number of people are violating the curfew instructions that says no usage of motorbikes and wearing of smokes. But however, some people are seen using the motorbikes and some also wearing the smoke. So as I talk to you now, I can see that the military have seized a significant number of motorbikes and smokes.
We also know that the police facilitated your movement in town today. Tell us about that.
Sure, yes. As I talk to you, though motorbikes cannot enter, I came through a motorbike. However, I met the police who escorted me to town where I am currently. And in fact, though there is calm, but you could see that the environment is not that friendly. I can tell you for a fact that there is calm though, but everywhere is quiet, apart from the few that goes to work and some also traveling out of the town. And I can also see some students, they are on vacation and entering the town. I can say that security is tight.
Right. Solo, thank you for bringing us those updates. Solomon Kanaluwe is our correspondent in the Northeast region, updating us on the Nalerigu situation. Let's just stay on this and speak to security and fraud consultant, Mr. Richard Kumado. Mr. Kumado, it's good to have you join us always. Good afternoon to you. So you have said that from a security risk assessment and vulnerability management perspective, the destruction of the chief's house can be classified as a predictive element and thereby warranting the curfew to cover the entire area. Explain this to us in a layman's terms.
What I mean is that considering the long stretch of the mediation exercise, the report has been issued. Then there was a rejection from one party. That should tell us that once we are on the ground and we want to do the security risk assessment, the likelihood of a security breach or some other people taking the law into their own hands is very high. So because we decided to issue curfew, while curfews are basic security management tools to ensure that we maintain security balance, the curfew should have been both at the Boko area and the Nalerigu area, or even down to Wale Wale, knowing that that whole stretch can become a security zone for upheaval purposes. But we mistakenly or narrowly overlooked it, and that gave the perpetrators the opportunity to go out there and do what they did.
That means that apart from the imposition of the curfew, we should be doing more?
Definitely, we could have imposed the curfew, then we could have also sent security presence. Once you have a lot of security presence, it deters people that whatever they pass, security may pick them up.
Our correspondent in the region tells us that there's increased police presence.
But we are reacting instead of responding in a manner that gives we an upper hand over anybody who wants to take the law into their own hands.
How should government engage the parties not pleased with the outcome of the roadmap?
No, I think it shouldn't be government because government couldn't handle it. That's why they gave it to Ashanti mediation team. All the issues raised. As of today, the Kusasis have also issued a statement. Government has issued a statement.
Right.
The Mapuses have issued a statement. Then there's the mediation statement or the letter or the report. It will all go back to Menshia, and Menshia is capable. So once Ashanti said, give me the space to go for reconciliation, and government has granted him that reconciliation space. Ashanti or Menshia, together with Peace Council and House of Chiefs, will table all those issues, and they will be the ones they will be discussing as the reconciliation process starts.
Right. Mr. Kumado, thank you for talking to us.
You're
Richard
welcome.
Kumado is a security and fraud consultant. This is the Media News on 3FM 92.7. Let me take you to Parliament now, because it's been a budget meeting in the House that saw the presentation of the 2026 fiscal policy and major turnout of events that made the headlines. Today, the House will break with a key agenda to pass the appropriation bill to approve 357 billion cedis for government expenditure in 2026. Last night on the floor, a debate ensued on the appropriation bill where the minority side criticized some allocations as misappropriations. Let's listen to excerpts from the House last night.
What is even more startling is the fact that compensation for this year, Mr. Speaker, they want to spend some 90 billion, 559 950,860 Ghana cedis, Mr. Speaker. They should take their calculators and do the mathematics. The president promises 9% salary increase. A 9% increment in salary should not translate to, 90 billion Ghana cedis for compensation. Mr. Speaker, compensation, unless, of course, they are saying that in 2026, there are going to be a lot of committees that is going to be drinking teas. I don't think that this appropriation that they are asking us to approve would actually help the good people of Ghana. And on top of the 357 billion expenditure, Mr. Speaker, they want to grow at 5%. What kind of expenditure is this? Expenditure that will not spur growth, expenditure that will not translate to GDP growth is not expenditure.
My good friend says that he doesn't understand why his salary is being factored in the budget. Or you don't know that money is your salary. Mr. Speaker, if you people don't want salary, just tell us, we'll cut it.
So that was what ensued in the House last night, even as the House prepares to rise for the Christmas break. Let me take you through some of the bills that have been passed under the third meeting as of December 18, 2025. The Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Kumasi Bill 2025, the Petroleum Revenue Management Amendment Number 2 Bill 2025, Value Added Tax Bill 2025. And so the latest they're coming from the House, all of these bills have been passed and subsequently will become effective next year, 2026. Well, we are approaching the Yuletide season and emergency agencies are stepping up efforts to prevent fire disasters in the capital. Ghana Water Limited, Accra West Region, and the Ghana National Fire Service have held talks to resolve long-standing challenges affecting the use of fire hydrants during emergencies. Stalini Blewu has more in this report.
Line for firefighters, especially in densely populated communities. But in part of Accra, that lifeline is under threat, with hydrants concealed by shops and other structures, making access difficult during emergencies. Combined with low water pressure and rationing, the situation often forces fire tenders to travel long distances for water, allowing fires to escalate. Against this backdrop, Ghana Water Limited and the Ghana National Fire Service are exploring stronger collaboration to improve emergency response, particularly during the high-risk festive season and beyond.
Urbanization has affected our ability to serve all. In Accra, we get more than 5 million people in a day. They all not stay here, but they come and do business. Everybody needs water, everybody has to use the water one way or the other. All right? And the expansion has delayed. Wager has to be expanded, Bong has to be expanded, all those expansions have delayed. All right? So we do equitable distribution.
As part of the proposals, the Fire Service is advocating the introduction of pillar fire hydrants, which are more visible and difficult to conceal.
Sometimes after going through all this toil to identify hydrants and mapping them that strategically, that knowing that this hydrant is functioning, there's a hydrant here. By the time you come the next day or a week, when there's an emergency, you want to use it, the place virtually looks new to you because there's a container placed there. So in going forward, where there's a need for a pillar hydrant must go.
Well, let me quickly take you through this story before we go. The Accra Metropolitan Chief Executive Michael Kpakpo Alote has announced that from Monday, December 22, 2025, some roads will be blocked to give market traders more space during the festive season. He said during this period, there will be a diversion of vehicles to use alternative routes. Beatrice Adu reports.
The Christmas holidays come with gridlock, congestion, and crime. However, the Accra Metropolitan Chief Executive, Michael Kpakpo Alote, is assuring visitors and residents of safety with heightened security measures as the Assembly will operate a 24-hour system throughout the period.
Issue of security, issue of sanitation, we have the 24-hour team working 24/7 to make sure every waste that we make at the business sector will be collected. And the issue of security, we want to make sure that this festive seasons, we will not find ourselves wanting festive season like this. You see a lot of people will come to town just to come and steal. But this time we want the people to know that they can come and do their business freely and nothing will happen. They'll still go back home how they came.
Speaking at the Accra Worship event, the Accra Metropolitan Chief Executive revealed that as part of efforts to clamp down on incalcitrant drivers who inflate transport fares, 6 drivers have been arrested and will be prosecuted.
Beatrice Adu, so as report there. So the caution is that if you are a commercial driver, do not inflate your fares or your prices because you will be arrested by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. That's it for the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. My name is Grace Hamo-Ajiman. Log on to 3news.com and get some more stories. Good afternoon.